By the time I got a Mega Drive, school had already chosen its sides. I just hadn't realized how serious it was. The playground didn't look like a battlefield. It never does. It was just concrete and tired grass, white lines fading from games no one remembered the rules to anymore, a row of bike sheds along one wall, paint peeling, a brick building that smelled faintly of wet coats and disinfectant. But if you listened closely, really listened, you could hear it. Arguments, declarations, alliances being formed, and every single one of them revolved around what you played at home. I didn't bring the Mega Drive into school. You didn't do that. That was how things got stolen, broken, or accidentally damaged by someone who swore it wasn't them. No, what I brought was knowledge, and that was enough. It started before the bell even rang. Someone leaned in, too casually, pretending they weren't desperate to ask. Is it true? I didn't answer straight away. That was important. You never answered straight away. Is what true? That pause, that tiny moment, was power. They're saying you've got one. One what? Everyone knew. A Mega Drive. There it was. The words landed heavier than they should have. Not because it was just a console, but because of what it represented. Access, status, entry into something bigger than yourself. I nodded, and just like that it spread. By first break it felt like half the year knew. By lunch, everyone did. Kids I barely spoke to suddenly found reasons to drift past. Questions came thick and fast. What games you got? Is it really that fast? Does it load straight away? No one asked if it loaded. That was already understood. The playground organized itself the way it always did. Football lads at one end, coats for goalposts, arguing about fouls that didn't count. Kids trading stickers near the benches, smaller groups hovering near the walls, sharing secrets, Walkman headphones passed between them, one ear at a time. And then there were them, the Nintendo kids. They didn't stand apart on purpose. They just gathered. Near the bike sheds, usually. Arms folded, calm, confident. The sort of confidence that comes from knowing you're on the right side of history. They had Super Nintendo, and they knew it. They had Mario, they had Zelda. They had a kind of quiet respectability. Mega Drive kids, we had something else. We had speed, we had attitude, we had Sonic, and Sonic didn't wait for anyone. The first proper confrontation happened at lunchtime. It always did. A circle formed, not planned, not announced. Someone said something loud enough to be heard on purpose. Mega Drives got better graphics. A Nintendo kid smiled, not smug, worse, calm. Yeah, but Nintendo's got better games. That was how it started. And once it started, there was no stopping it. Voices overlapped, hands gestured wildly. Magazines were quoted like holy books. 16-bit! Arcade perfect! Yeah, but Mario's fun. Yeah, but Sonic's fast. Someone always said fun, like it ended the argument. Lies crept in, not malicious, just helpful. My cousin's mate works for Sega. My uncle's got both and says Nintendo's rubbish. My brother's friend's got Street Fighter, and it's better on mine. No one ever asked for proof. Proof wasn't the point. What mattered was belonging. After school was where things became serious. You didn't just go round someone's house to play, you committed, because once you chose, that was your house now. Mega Drive houses felt loud, even when they were quiet. The TV turned up just a little more. Controllers passed around quickly. Two-player games decided friendships and tested them just as fast. Someone always insisted on player one. Someone always pretended they didn't care, and absolutely did. If you lost, it was the controller. If you won, it was skill. Nintendo houses were different, softer somehow, longer sessions, sitting cross-legged for hours, getting further than you ever had before. Games that didn't rush you, worlds that unfolded slowly, and crossing enemy lines, that was dangerous. If a Mega Drive kid admitted Mario was good, it spread. If a Nintendo kid admitted Sonic was impressive, it was scandal. You didn't say it out loud. You said it quietly, at the back of the playground, near the bins, where no one important could hear. I tried it at the weekend. Oh yeah? It was all right, actually. That was how truces began, but rivalries still ruled. There were charts in magazines and we treated them like league tables. Console sales mattered like football scores. When Sega won something, we felt it. When Nintendo did, we pretended it didn't count. Teachers never understood any of it. They thought it was about football, or cartoons, or nothing at all. They saw raised voices and assumed it was just kids being kids. They didn't know this was identity. In a world where most decisions were made for you, where you wore what you were told, went where you were told, did what you were told, this was something you chose. And you defended it like it mattered. Sleepovers became battlegrounds. Someone always brought their console, carefully packed, cables coiled like treasure. There was tension from the moment it was plugged in, arguments over which game to start with, someone falling asleep during the third round and being mocked forever. Late at night, lights off, TV volume low, you'd play until your eyes burned. Cheats whispered like secrets. Rumors shared about hidden levels and impossible moves. Sometimes, in those quiet moments, the rivalry softened. You weren't Mega Drive kids or Nintendo kids then. You were just kids, sitting on a carpet, too tired to argue, happy to be there. The next day, the war resumed. There were playground legends, kids who were unbeatable. Not because they owned the best console, but because they were good, genuinely good. Watching them play was different. They didn't panic, they didn't mash buttons, they knew things. Crowds formed around them. Wins were remembered, losses explained away, challenges issued and quietly avoided. And through it all, the Mega Drive sat at the center of my world. It wasn't just a console, it was proof that waiting had been worth it. Proof that patience sometimes paid off. Proof that the future arrived in small black boxes. Years passed. The arguments faded. New consoles arrived. New wars replaced the old ones. Playgrounds changed. Kids grew taller, quieter. Some stopped playing altogether. But every now and then, even now, I'll hear someone say, Mega Drive or Nintendo? And I smile, because I remember standing there, on cold concrete, heart racing, certain that this mattered more than anything else. And for a while, it did.
Oh, we're living for that pixel life. Game on, feeling so electrified. From the arcade to the